Okay, thank you for your time and welcome to the channel. Today's topic is the Christmas star alignment. This is the hand-to-hand combat channel on BitChute. Please subscribe to the channel. Okay, today's topic, the Christmas star alignment. What is the Christmas star alignment? Well, Christmas star alignment is a phenomenon that will happen on December 21st, 2020. Okay? The alignment we're talking about is the planet Saturn, the planet Jupiter coming into the constellation of Aquarius. Okay? December 21st is the shortest day of the year, starting the winter solstice. Okay? Now, Saturn and Jupiter coming into alignment, we are calling a phenomenon because the last time this happened was 794 years ago on March 5th, 1226. The last time we've had the Christmas star alignment where first Saturn comes in, then Jupiter comes in to the constellation of Aquarius. In total, almost total alignment. Okay? Now, what is astrology? I'm going to try to give you just a real brief, and listen, I want you to do your own research, but just a brief overview of astrology is the science of reading the energetic effects of star and planetary alignments. Okay? Astrologers believe that stars and planets and their alignments create an energetic consciousness, an energetic field of information. Waveform information at its base form. Okay. Now, I know, wow, that just sounds like, woo, way out there in the tulips somewhere. Okay? But if we take a look at Wi-Fi and we try to explain how Wi-Fi worked to someone maybe 150, 200 years ago, and we were telling them, hey, Wi-Fi is this radiation field of information. It's invisible, but it's there. And this computer can read it and take that information and turn it into something else and put it on the screen, and we can read it and watch it. The person would say, what? I can't see that. But if you would try to explain Wi-Fi to someone today, oh, yeah, Wi-Fi, I get that. It's a radiation field of information. The computer reads it, processes the data, puts it on the screen, and we see it. Well, it's the same thing with these planetary and star alignments in these constellations. Now, wait a minute. Before you leave the podcast, let's just take a look at some interesting facts. And the facts are that major CEOs of major global corporations have astrologers on retainer to give the CEOs information of when to conduct their business, when they may be in alignment with the heavenly bodies. Okay, CEOs have astrologers on retainer to let them know when to release the new iPhone, to conduct this big merger, to do a takeover, to release a new product, conduct a business, etc. Now, as we're talking about the Christmas star alignment of December 21st, 2020, okay, we're talking about Saturn, we're talking about Jupiter, we're talking about Aquarius. A little bit of background of the planet Saturn. Saturn is depicted throughout history symbolically as the hexagram or the six-pointed star. Saturn symbolically depicted as the black cube. What is the black cube? We're talking about in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, holiest of holies, the black cube. That's a symbol of Saturn. In Judaism, black cube is a symbol for El, capital E-L, Israel. A holy day, one of the holy days in Israel, is on Saturday, Saturn Day. Back in ancient Greece, the Saturn god was called Kronos. Okay, he was depicted as an old man with a long beard. Kronos. Today we call him Old Father Time. Okay, so we see this ritualistic belief system of the global cult. Talking about global technocrats, global elite bloodlines, global elite families, and the ritualistic belief system of this global cult and what they believe Saturn, Jupiter, Aquarius. Now, this goes way back to ancient Babylon, tracking the stars, planetary alignments, goes all the way back to ancient Babylon, which then went into ancient Rome, which created the Roman Empire, which went into the UK, Britain, which blew up into the British Empire. Okay? The same ritualistic belief system has been maintained and grown throughout history. Okay? Jupiter. Let's look at the energetic effects of Jupiter. Jupiter has to do with growth, expansion. We're talking in astrology now. Good fortune, prosperity, miracles. The planet Jupiter associated with. Now, what about Saturn? The energetic field and energetic effect of Saturn, astrologically, is that of authority, rule, imposition upon. We're talking about the vibrational frequency of this planet, boundaries, anxiety, and tests. And so, for pretty much all of 2020, what have we been going through? Authority, rule, anxiety, tests, imposition upon, limitation upon. That brings us to now the constellation of Aquarius. Visionary. Aquarius exudes the energetic effects of new change, optimism, freedom, new beginnings. The age of Aquarius, new beginnings. Okay, so we have Saturn coming in to the constellation of Aquarius with Jupiter right behind it, and we're going to line up almost completely. So maybe the global cult, the global technocrats, the global politicians fully understand the energetic effects of these alignments. And maybe it's possible that the global elite are going to try to use this alignment to bring in the change that they desire. We're talking about the change, new beginnings in the age of Aquarius. We're talking about Saturn that brings rule, authority, imposition, boundaries, anxiety, and tests. With Jupiter right behind it, bringing growth, expansion, healing, good fortune, prosperity, and miracles. But there's a third factor, a third consciousness, if you will, and that is the secret ace card. I'm talking about the secret ace card now, as we're talking about the Christmas star alignment. The significant, possible significance of the Christmas star alignment. And I'm going to tell you about the ace card now, the secret ace card. The secret ace card is our own consciousness, our own free will, which allows us to interact with this Christmas star alignment in the way that we choose, not the way that the global cult chooses, not the way that these technocrats, global politicians, with their ritualistic belief system, want to harness the energetic effects of this alignment and turn it into what they want. Oh no. We have our own power, our own consciousness, our own free will to choose how to interact. Okay? Now, let me give you an example of a sock puppet. A sock puppet is a person that does not choose to exercise their own consciousness, does not choose to exercise their own free will. A sock puppet is a powerless person that just goes around and is affected by these Christmas star alignments because they choose not to use their own power and their own consciousness. Therefore, they are affected by the consciousness and the power of the global elite and the global technocrats and the global politicians who fully understand the energetic effects of these alignments. Before I close, let me give an example about these global cultists, these global technocrats and politicians. They fully understand the energetic effects. Let me give you an example. If a person is trying to paddle out to sea with a canoe or a kayak, A person that understands the tides and the currents is going to start paddling to get out to sea now when the tide is going out. A smart individual, an individual with knowledge, is going to start paddling when the tide is going out instead of when the tide is coming in. As we're talking about Christmas star alignment and the possible energetic effects of the Christmas star alignment. The good news is, the takeaway from this podcast is, we have our own consciousness, and we can choose to interact with the sea of consciousness with our free will and the way that we choose. This has been our podcast, taking a quick look at the Christmas star alignment. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for visiting the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. This has been a look at the possible significance of the Christmas star alignment. Thank you for your time.